Hey, welcome to the Pharmacy Residency Podcast, a member of the Pharmacy Podcast Network. I wanted to talk to you today about the virtual residency showcases for IHS and the VA. Okay, so if you need help with your letter of intent or CV, just sign up for the course. Give me an email at tonythepharmacist@gmail.com. Usually I'm turning them around in a couple days, sometimes up to 3 days. But again, what we want to do with the LOI is make sure that we have 2 different letters of intent for your first and second choice so that you can see what it is to change it, and then also make sure that you write down those changes and trade-offs, because you have to communicate those to your recommenders. When somebody's writing 12 letters of recommendation for you, you have 12 boxes at the bottom which they have to fill out, and that box says, how is this person uniquely suited for this site? And what it does is it confirms what you're saying in your letter of intent to have other people say the same thing, that, yeah, this is a great fit. You should definitely interview them. If that box is missing, some RPDs will not even consider you for an interview. And then some, generally most, will actually start at the bottom of your recommendations. They just want to make sure that 1, it says highly recommend, and 2, that they just care about why people feel that you're a good fit for their site. If those 2 are lacking or aren't where they need to be, then they can just kind of move on to the next one, especially those very competitive ones that have 100, 200, 300 applicants for a site. So again, it's critical that you get those first 2 letters of intent figured out and those first 2 choices figured out. Are you married to those choices? Absolutely not. But what you want to do is do the first one, then do the second one, and see what it's like as you're moving from one to the other. But let's talk a little bit about IHS and the VA, because what this Excel spreadsheet does is it tells us a lot about what's going on this year as you're applying for residency. So the first thing is that the IHS and VAs will have many virtual showcases on Wednesday, December 8th and Thursday, December 9th. Those dates are so critical because when you look at the ASHP schedule, you see that the 6th and the 7th, so the 6th from 3 to 6 p.m., and the 7th, let's make sure this is Eastern time, so 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern time, Monday, that's going to be the first showcase. Then Tuesday, there are the 2 showcases, one from 10 to 1 in the morning, and then the second from 3 to 6 in the afternoon. And everyone's kind of wondering, well, how many people are actually going to be at the showcase, how many sites, and all those things. And what you can do with this Excel spreadsheet, it's on Reddit. All you have to do is look for VA and IHS Federal Pharmacy Virtual Recruitment Event, and it has a link to it there. And I can put it in the show notes as well. But what you want to see is, okay, well, will this program participate in ACCP residency showcase? And very few do. Will they participate in ASHP mid-year? And it was about 124 lines. Now, sometimes there's more than one type of PGY2 or something like that, but basically half of these on the list will not be participating in the ASHP showcase, which means that if you're kind of saying, okay, well, I've talked to these people, or I've made an effort to at least go to your event, if you think they're going to be at ASHP, they're actually not. And what they've realized is that it's just a lot easier to work with their own schedule, and it's a lot easier for them to get that one-to-one that they really want when the person on the other end isn't trying to be in 20 places at once. So they said, okay, you know what, ASHP, you guys have your showcase, and then half of these VAs and IHS residencies will be at that one. And then if you're more interested in hearing more and signing up, all of the links to how to get on them with Zoom or WebEx and those things are on here. So what I would first make sure to do is make sure that you already have Microsoft Teams, Zoom, and WebEx all set up so that technology is not a barrier for you to get to come to these. The other thing is that the IHS and VA are really the places where you can, it's kind of like the Ivy League of residencies where you can just go anywhere once you've kind of graduated from a VA, when you can go to any VA with whatever license you have, and you don't have to have a license in that state, and that really makes it really flexible for you to go places. So again, if you need help with the LOI as you're kind of choosing your first couple, let me know. I'm happy to help you. And then CVs, I also do those. And it's something that kind of we keep doing as we go, because you're going to keep adding sites, and I just want to make sure that everything's polished, everything's correct. So we'll do one and kind of set it up, and then as you keep adding sites, just, hey, how about this paragraph? Okay, that looks good. And it's really more of a back and forth that we have throughout the residency season. The last thing I wanted to say about this ASHP thing is that again, it's kind of a misnomer that it's an opportunity for you to showcase yourself. Yes, you'll be able to say that you communicated with someone. Yes, you'll be able to learn a little bit more about them. But again, it is the residency showcase, and it's going to be them showcasing what they have rather than the other way around. And the opportunities for you to talk to someone come from you starting to interact with them and actually talking to the residents and the RPDs and really getting to know them. And you really don't want to make it more of an application. You're just more of you want to make it like you're trying to get to know somebody rather than you're trying to impress somebody. And the more you're interested in them, the more they'll become interested in you. So again, these are going to be on the 8th and 9th of December. And I think really, really critical that if you are interested in your VA or IHS, that after you do ASHP, if you're going to do it, that you definitely check these out. I think that they're going to be not only great to go to kind of see how the individual VAs work, because each one is its own island. Although a VA is not a VA, like they're very different. You also kind of get a sense for how your competition is working. What are the things that other people are saying? How do they talk to the sites? What are they doing as you're kind of moving through this process? So, all right, well, hopefully that was a little bit helpful. Again, TonyThePharmacist@gmail.com. If you got questions, I'm happy to help you. And then residency.teachable.com if you want to work one-on-one with me.